Ayan na. Welcome back to the greatest show, the most wonderful podcast in the world. Ayan na tayo guys, let's have some proper political analysis 101 dahil sa aking palagay there's so much to read into the latest. Ayan na naman, facepalm moment of BBM na naman making his own BBM junior level intervention. Pag-usapan natin guys, ceasefire na ba? Ceasefire na ba ang the way forward? Medyo bentul po tayo. In my 20 years and eto na talaga tayo guys. Abangan nyo mamaya, natutulog pa yung kasama natin si Sir Ronald Llamas. Joining us from Paris, Francais. And speaking of Paris and Le Francais, shout out to the French ambassador whom we met this morning for some discussion, including, of course, the resumption of Air France direct flights between Manila and Paris starting December 8 next month. At the same time, also, grazie mille to my friend Massimo Santoro, yung bagong European Union Ambassador also to the Philippines. Kanina naman na-interview natin for our show naman, The View from Manila on One News. So, busy day, and it got even busier because lots of questions about this latest episode in Marcos Duterte drama. Amazing people, wonderful people. Yan, okay. Pansin ko, dami mga amateur hour na naman comments kanina, mga nagmamagaling na naman. Let me show you how to do the proper analysis here. No offense. Okay. Puya ka siya. Okay, so ganito. So there are two possible ways to read into BBM's latest statements in a much more positive way, no? At nakita natin whether loyalist, whether nag-feeling analyst, or yung mga medyo aligned kay BBM, immediately yun po yung explanation nila. Just to be fair, let's just listen to what yung sinasabi ng ating mahal na presidente kanina nung tinanong siya ukol dito sa latest episode, outburst, whatever you want to call it, in the Duterte unit team with Marcos political divorce saga.
Media yesterday saying that Vice President Sara Duterte's larger scheme of things is unimportant, so don't file an impeachment complaint. Sabi galing daw po sa inyo yon. Can you confirm that, sir? Was there an effort on your part to stop the filing of impeachment?
Well, it was actually private communication, but nalik na, yes. Because that's really my opinion. This is not important. This does not make any difference to even one single Filipino life. So why waste time on it? What will happen if somebody files an impeachment? It will tie down the House, it will tie down the Senate, it will just take up all that, and for what? For nothing. For nothing. None of this will help improve a single Filipino life. As far as I'm concerned, it's a storm in a teacup.
Sir, have you reached the point of no return, you and VP Sara, sir?
Never say never.
Never say never to... Oh, okay, we'll get there. Let us listen to a much more mas magandang audio version, medyo mahinang version ng shout out to ABS-CBN. Let's listen to the other version na medyo mas maingay. Ito.
Good morning.
Sir, there was a text message circulating on social media yesterday saying that Vice President Sara Duterte's larger scheme of things is unimportant, so don't file an impeachment complaint. Sabi galing daw po sa inyo yon. Can you confirm that, sir? Was there an effort on your part?
Well, it was actually private communication, but nalik na, yes. Because that's really my opinion. This is not important. This does not make any difference to even one single Filipino life. So why waste time on it? What will happen to if somebody files an impeachment? It will tie down the House, it will tie down the Senate, it will just take up all the time, and for what? For nothing. For nothing. None of this will help improve a single Good morning.
So, okay. So, essentially, one way to just explain is to say, Well, Bongbong Marcos, very smart guy. Na-realize naman niya na not enough numbers in the Senate. They're just more than enough senators na either Team DDS or let's just call them fence-sitters, no? Na hindi boboto laban sa kanya. So, of course, ang explanation ng iba is that, of course, it makes perfect sense for BBM to say, wag nyo na i-impeachment yan. As if hindi alam ng uh, ni Martin Romualdez or yung mga nasa lower house ang situation sa upper house. Assume natin yung leak na yan ay baka hindi talagang leak. There's another theory that, Marcos is trying to muddy the water. Magkakaroon di tayo ng mist of uncertainty. Or more importantly, ito yung argument in favor of Marcos. I'm just showing to you guys, when I make a point about politics, I'm looking at all different angles here, okay? I don't jump into my conclusions or tweets without looking at the 10 different angles. So yes, let's go through them. So the second angle is, no. Marcos is being very Machiavellian, very Sun Tzu. Mamaya pag-usapan natin si Machiavelli and Sun Tzu, okay? I mean, I just met a friend from Florence, okay? We can talk about Niccolo Machiavelli. Going back to this, the other argument is that, no, napakagaling ni BBM. He's distancing himself from impeachment kasi itong impeachment na yan ay tutuloy naman eventually. So he's trying to say, wala akong kinalaman dyan. He is washing off his hands para sabihin na walang bahit na duda, politika, whatever, victimization, politicization, whatever ang mangyari if ever may impeachment. So essentially two argument. One is, Marcos is just recognizing the numbers are not there, so he just in his full spirit of honesty had a private message na inadvertently got leaked out. Of course, we know nothing is inadvertent in our politics unless talagang sobrang tatay level kang sabog. Or pangalawa, this is just a subterfuge, something Sun Tzu, art of war is going on, may Machiavellian move, ginugulo lang ni BBM para ma-confuse yung kalaban. Okay, so, bakit hindi ako impressed sa mga ganyan? Ganyan mga palusot or explanation or whatever. A couple of things, okay? A couple of things. Saan tayo magsimula? Unang-una, let's not forget, ano yung speech ni BBM just the other day. Alright? Pakinggan natin ulit yung speech ni BBM just the other day and yung cadence ng speech niya, what he was signaling the speech, para lang ma-appreciate natin yung juxtaposition with this speech na nagpapatawa na lang siya. And sabi niya, never say never, baka naman maging kaibigan na naman ulit siya ni Sara Duterte. Now, look at how, ridiculous that sounds when you give a speech as forceful as this barely 48 hours earlier. Now, you tell me guys, paano mo siseryosohin yung ganitong speech nung isang araw kung ganito immediately back na naman sa BBM conflict avoidant, hindi, andyan pa rin yung pa-showbiz, ganyan. Iyan ang sinasabi ko guys. First of all, consistency in tone and cadence is extremely important. And I'll talk about Machiavelli, I'll talk about Sun Tzu and all of that shortly. But, we should not forget. So this is the speech of BBM the other day.
Mahayag na narinig natin itong mga nakarang araw. Nandyan ang walang pakundangang pagmumura at ang pagbabanta ng planong ipapatay ang ilan sa atin. Kung ganun na lang kadali ang pagplano sa pagpatay ng isang presidente, paano pa kaya ang mga pangkaraniwan na mamamayan? Ang ganyang kriminal na pagtatangka ay hindi dapat pinapalampas. Yan ay aking papalagan. As a democratic country, we need to uphold the rule of law. Ako, bilang pinuno ng Executive Department at lahat ng mga nanunungkulan sa pamahalaan ay may sinumpaang tungkulin na tutupdin at pangangalagaan ang konstitusyon at ang ating mga batas. Kaya hindi tama ang pagpigil sa mga halal ng bayan sa paghahanap ng katotohanan. Hindi na sana hahantong sa ganitong drama kung sasagutin lamang ang mga lehitimong katanungan sa Senado at sa House of Representatives. Ang katotohanan ay hindi dapat itokhang Tapos na sana ang usapang ito kung tuto pa rin lamang ang sinumpaang panata na bilang lingkod bayan ay magsabi ng totoo at hindi hahadlangan. Imbis na diretsahang sagot, nililihis pa sa kwentong chicheria. Hangad ko na matuldukan na itong mga pangyayaring ito sa parang matiwasay at magdadala sa atin sa katotohanan. 12 taon din ako nanungkulan sa magkaparehong kamara ng
Listen to this
Kongreso.
part. That's also important.
Patid ko ang kapangyarihan iginawad sa kanila ng taong bayan at ng ating konstitusyon. Dahil dito, iginagalang ko ang kanilang gawain bilang isang independente sanay ng ating republika.
Wait.
At ang buong executive branch.
Not only the tone has changed. Remember, ang sinabi ng BBM dito, re-respetuhin niya yung independence ng lower house. Ano ulit yung sinabi niya kanina? Na sinabi niya sa Congress, wag niyo ituloy yung impeachment. Double contradiction. First, completely different yung tone. You go from angry mode and all, and it's like, no, we'll be okay, wala naman, we'll be, and then pangalawa, I respect the independence of the Congress, and then sabi ko sa Congress, wag niyo ituloy yung impeachment na yan. Wala pang 48 hours ago yan, ha?
Ay hindi nakakaligtas at parating sumasailalim sa kanilang masusing pagsusuri. Bilang isang bansa, marami tayong mga paghamon na dapat harapin at mga suliraning dapat bigyan ng lunas. Sa kabila ng mga pambabatikos, nakatuon ang aking pansin sa pamamahala. Kakabahan. 2020.
Pangatlo, mamaya na to sa Nigeria na. Pangatlo, di ba sabi niya, ang issue dito ay hindi siya kasi binabastos yung opisina niya. Kasi ang ginagawa dito is you're setting a dangerous precedence where you're normalizing threatening the office of the president, the first lady, the speaker of the house. So, biglang sasabihin niya 48 hours later, no one will benefit, if we bring out the tensions, So, immediately tatlo yung contradictions mo dyan. I'll go pa, wala pang yan, ha? This is just rhetorical, psychological contradiction. I'll go pa to a tactical, operational part, right? Don't worry, I'll go to Clausewitz, I'll go to Sun Tzu and Machiavelli or whatever. Very important. Immediately, those two speeches, yung spontaneous kanina, tapos yung drama, angry niya kanina. 3 contradictions immediately. First, from, I'm so angry, blah, 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 and then suddenly, baka maging kami, showbiz again. Diba? You cannot go, okay? You cannot go from WWE or UFC, yung legit, and then next day back to showbiz pa cute. No one is gonna take you seriously. Pangalawa, you cannot say, re-respetuhin ko yung independence ng House of Representatives, then mamaya sabihin nyo, actually sinabihan ko sa kanila, wag mo na ituloy yung impeachment. How is that gonna... It's like... And then, pangatlo, sasabihin mo, hindi naman ukol sa sarili ko yan. Ang issue kasi dito is, hindi dapat nina-normalize yung ganitong behavior. You don't normalize, you shouldn't be okay with threatening the president, the first family. Tapos na ako sasabihin, huwag tayo magulo para everything will be fine. You see, this is my issue here, okay? First of all, you put these two things together within 48 hours. How on earth is that Machiavellian? All right? Okay? Speaking of Niccolo Machiavelli, Machiavelli said, be a fox or be a lion. Or actually said, be both at the same time. Fox or lion? That's not fox. That's not lion. There's like lion and then, like medyo, okay, whatever you want to call it, kuting, whatever. But there's no fox there. I don't see a fox there. I see like showbiz there, pa-cute there. You get what I'm saying? I see, mudeng. No, I love mudeng. You get what I'm saying? And that's just the rhetorical contradiction, whatever. Okay? Okay. Park muna natin yan, sabihin natin, Richard, alam mo, ini-intellectualize mo masyado. Di ba sabi ni Ronald Llamas, parati dinismiss ako na, yung mga pata. Richard, you're too intellectual. Okay, sige. I'm too intellectual. Okay, fine. Let's just put that aside. Now, the president clearly is saying, ganito even if his intention was maghugas kamay na kung may mangyari impeachment, wala akong kinalaman dyan. Even if that was really the supposed Machiavellian tactic, subterfuge, whatever, Ang problema kasi ngayon is, with the president openly saying he's against impeachment, with the president openly saying na walang saysayan, it's not gonna help anyone, okay? Actually, he completely undermined the Quadcom. Alam mo bakit? Because if the Quadcom culminates, ganito na lang, sabihin natin for the sake of argument, meron talagang Mary Grace Piatos sa Davao. Right? Sabi nga ni Justice Carpio ng isang araw, meron Piatos sa Davao pero single T. Okay. So sabihin natin, lahat ng mga narinig natin ukol sa Mary Grace Piatos, lahat ng mga kababalagan na yan, okay, walang problema. Okay? Okay. So in theory, if hindi pa rin sapat yung ebidensya, the whole point of Quadcom is to unearth eventually enough evidence. If talagang may nakita sila, di ba? The whole point of Quadcom is to examine if there is enough evidence na talagang may grounds for filing of impeachment based on not threat to BBM lang or anything, but based on graft, corruption, and irregularities. By saying this, Marcos is essentially killing the momentum of Quadcom. So he not only contradicts, saying, I respect separation of powers, he's actually undermining lahat ng effort ng Quadcom all these months. Right? As I said, even if for the sake of argument sabihin natin, totoo si Mary Grace Piatos, lahat ng mga sinabi lumabas ay kalokohan, sabihin natin si Trillanes nag-invento ng kwento, sige. Pero what if, okay, what if, hypothetically, next month, next week, or next year, may lalabas talaga na ebidensya na conclusively something is really wrong there. And that's why, logically, the next step is to file for impeachment. Wala na. Awanin. Marcos already undermined the process. He already preemptively sabotaged the process. Ngayon, wala nang momentum yung Quadcom eh. Wala nang momentum Quadcom. Because the whole point of Quadcom is to look at whether there is enough ground for filing impeachment on the issue of graft and corruption. Hiwalay pa yung mga threats kay BBM, mga ganon. So BBM has completely undermined that. Like, so operationally, ang laki ng epekto dito. Right? Now, today was supposed to be NBI and SARA showing up sa NBI, blah, 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 blah. Actually, kung ikaw ay NBI ngayon, kung ikaw ay ahensya ng gobyerno, yung presidente mismo sabi niya, wag na impeachment na wala naman saysa, wala naman. Presidente mo mismo nagsabi, maging friends naman. Honestly, are you willing to risk yourself if your president is always like that? Honestly. Again, even if there's a Machiavellian plan na parang kunyari lang look weak para gana, sige, sabi natin, Sun Tzu, ganyan. I'll be honest, if you're working for NBA right now or police or whatever, titignan mo yan. Pa-safe lang pala yung presidente natin. Di pa-safe na rin tayo. Why would you risk yourself for a president who clearly doesn't want to risk it all? Or, and this is the other argument I have, even if sabihin natin may good cop, bad cop na nangyari dito na, kunyari si BBM sabihin niya, ganyan, tapos actually may galawan namang niya. It's confusing messaging, and I'll tell you what, if there's one thing that Dutertes have been very effective in communicating, is to make BBM look weak. He looks like a weak leader. Looks, operative term. I'm not saying he's a weak leader, but he looks like a weak leader. And I'll tell you what, this makes him look weak. This makes BBM look weak. So, yung mga nagsasabi dyan na, wala pa kasing numero sa Senado, wala pa kasing ganyan. How? You make it happen. Di ba pinag-usapan natin ni Ronald Llamas yan among others? You make the numbers happen. How can you make the numbers happen kung hindi takot sa yung tao? If they don't respect you. Okay, let's put this. If they don't respect, they fear Dutertes, and then they don't respect you. So how do you expect them? Now, the argument here is, hindi, Richard, okay naman kasi after next elections, siguro purong mga panalo dyan, mga pro-BBM. But then again, mga henyo, dalawa na naman problema dyan. Look at it. Ang daming butas yung mga arguments na yan. I can give you 10. So, I'll give you again, dalawa na naman problema even with the argument that Hindi, after elections, if-file nilang impeachment. One problem is this. Does Marcos Jr. really have a political party, a legit political party? Does he have a legit movement that is loyal to him no matter what? No. No. I mean, look at some of the people who are running right now under the admin, and then lahat sila takot mag-criticize kay Digong. Nung nag-hearing si Digong sa Senado, ilan sa mga Senado na tumatakbo sa ilalim ng administration ay humarap kay Digong? 0? 1? 2? And then, pag 2025, 2026 na, ang usapan na ngayon, 2028 na. And if Sara Duterte still looks strong by next year and next year, the more reason na hindi boboto laban sa mga Duterte ang mga tao dyan sa Senado and all. So, I really don't see how exactly you're gonna produce those numbers by immediately saying, hey, again, what I'm saying. Okay, so, even that argument is very questionable to me. So, we have established so far that there are 3 contradictory rhetorical psychological messaging, all right? Within 48 hours, 2 different speeches and almost 2 different personalities. Pangalawa, I said that essentially undermined the momentum and the political relevance of Quadcom. What if Quadcom really conclusively comes up with the evidence na may grounds for impeachment? And pangatlo, if this is just a cover and then after elections, what is your assurance actually you have any hold on senators after elections? Kasi panalo na sila eh. Sabihin natin, ikaw ay sumama sa administration, nakuha mo na yung suporta, panalo na ako eh. Ba't pa ako makinig kay BBM? Diba, in 2 years, wala na. Laos na siya. Magiging lame duck na siya. I mean, that's what I'm saying, guys. You have to think deeply. Wag yung mga, yung mga conspiracy theory lang, yung mga feeling matalino. Look at the next 2-3 steps. I'm doing that for you. I'm showing you the next 2-3 steps. Now, I'll go to another argument I keep on hearing here, which is para sa bayan, ayaw natin ng gulo. Para sa bayan, let's not make more headlines, whatever. Like, again, 2 things I'm going to tell you. First of all, Albert Einstein said, the definition of insanity, some would say stupidity, is to keep on doing the same thing and expecting different results. Now, connect the dots. If every time binastos ka ng mga Duterte, you respond by saying wala lang yan, or you downplay it, or ka na damit 48 hours, mabait ka na naman ulit, what makes you think the Dutertes will not do it again next month, 2 months, 3 months? And I'll tell you, dun sa mga henyo nag-message, nag-comment dyan na, no, Richard, let's not make bad headlines, bad for the country. Well, guess what? Weakness invites aggression. The Dutertes will keep on doing this every single month. And every single month, there will be bad headlines. Why do I feel strongly about this? I've been saying this over and over again. Okay? I've been going all around the world and doing my best in my own little capacity to say, please pay attention to the Philippines. Hindi tayo banana republic. Meron tayong potential. Malaking bansa ito. Lumalaking middle class natin. Sana mag-invest kayo sa manufacturing. Imagine if every 2 months, you have a headline, Sara said this about Marcos, Digong said this thing about Marcos, incitement to sedition, whatever. And then sasabihin nyo, hindi, wag mo nang patulan, BBM, mabait lang tayo. Do you get what I'm saying here? January pa lang ginagawa na nila to eh. Okay, for the sake of argument, I'm not gonna go to yung mga attacks ni Digong nung 2021. Let's just focus on this year. January pa lang, binabastos na yung presidente, tinitretan na openly, kung ano ginagawa. You tell me how on earth is looking weak or saying, wala lang yan, is helping the situation. That's what you call an ostrich strategy. There's a problem, you bury your head in the sand and just hope it goes away. I'll tell you what, every 1 month or 2 months, itong mga Dutertes, they'll make crazy statements again. How on earth is that gonna help our country? Mukha tayong banana republic. So you have to draw the line. You have to draw the line, for heaven's sake. You are the president. Draw the line. Okay? No one is saying be a dictator or whatever. Don't. Of course, we're happy that BBM is... But, I mean, from 1 to 10, don't be 10, but don't be 0. Right? Or don't be 2, be 6. Alright? So, yan ang sinasabi ko, guys. Yan ang sinasabi ko eh. Na, kaya napafrustrate ako kasi ang babaw ng level of analysis out there. The comments are either, ay, napakagaling ng BBM. Oo nga naman, huwag tayo magulo. Weakness invites aggression. That's the number one rule. If you want peace, you prepare for war. That's the number one rule. Ancient Romans pa lang alam na nila yan. 2024 na, we still haven't learned basic lessons of politics. And you think Duterte's, with all the Karen, you are inviting the Dutertes to keep on doing this and keep on pushing the envelope and keep on pushing the envelope and keep on pushing the envelope. Baka by the time na there's enough to bring down Dutertes, by the time enough damage has been done to this country, alright? Enough damage has been done to this country. It's not really looking good. Okay, yung may nagsabi siya, Richard, magpasalamat ka dahil sa mga gulo na yan, ang dami mong content, in-interview ko right lang. Yeah, as we speak, I'm already working on a book on like this Netflix-style politics we have. But at the same time, deep inside, I'm crying for our country because we look like a banana republic. I'll tell you what, forget about Marcos Sr. Do you think Aquino, whether Corazon or whether Benigno, you think Ramos would have accepted this? If yung Vice President ni Ramos, sabi natin si Erap, mahidwaan sila, diba? Or sabi natin Vice President ni Aquino, si Binay, mahidwaan sila, diba? Pag na-threaten sila, but yung asawa niya ganun, you think Pinoy or Ramos or Corazon, Cory would have just sat back and, okay lang yan, ganun, or make a speech and then 48? No, they wouldn't. They would fight back. Pinoy would have fought back. Cory Aquino, you don't believe me? Go to YouTube, put Corazon Aquino and Enrile. May part na may coup d'etat, Corazon Aquino comes out and lashes back at Enrile dun sa RAM movement and all of that. You think Ramos would have stood for that? Okay, wag na natin pag-usapan si Tita Arroyo at saka si ano. Do you get what I'm saying? So kaya, guys, mukha tayong ewan. I'm telling you what, mukha tayong ewan and alam natin sino mga destabilizer sa bansang to. I'm no fan of Marcos Jr. I think at best he's a mediocre president. We have serious concerns with the Marcos legacy. All right? Doon sa mga yung mga kapalmoks na mga ka-DDS natin diyan nagsabi, "Oh, Richard! Excuse me. Fake news. Ang tagal ko na, even if I'm a proud Ilocana, I've been always criticizing the Marcos legacy. I've been making shades. Ang dami kong, naka 7 vlogs na tayo on PhilHealth fund scandal alone, Maharlika fund, ang dami nating criticism. Maya kayo sa balat nyo, kayo nag-unit team. Alright? Kayo nagpabalik ng mga Duterte, mga Marcos sa Malacanang. So bago kayo magmaganda, tignan niyo yung sarili niyo, okay? Huwag namang kapalmoks masyado. Pero going back to this, guys, I'm telling you, this is not good for the country. This is destabilization. And someone has to draw the line. I cannot blame BBM. He never worked for anything, right? What is his life experience aside from being the son of the former, everything was given to him on a silver platter, right? I cannot blame the guy. It's not really within him. It's not within him. So, ang tanong dito is, meron bang Ronald Llamas si BBM? Meron ba siyang bongo? Parang wala. Wala rin eh. So, sometimes I wonder, baka hindi talaga equipped si BBM to deal with this challenge of the Dutertes. And he's just hoping for some magic, And I really don't know. So hopefully the adults in the room, if there's really an evidence of actual seditious plot, if there's a serious evidence of whatever serious, you have to do what you have to do, whether there's number in Senate or not. You have to do what you have to. I'm telling you, nothing will happen if you look weak, if no one respects you, if you're seen as alam mo na, fill in the blank. So, yun yung sinasabi, ayan, naiyak na itong mga na to. Pasista daw tayo. Ulul. What we need is the rule of law. In no self-respecting democracy, you have a situation whereby day after day, binabastos, tinetreten, dinidestabilize ang country, and as if nothing happens, and we just allow it to pass. Now, having said all of this, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe BBM is so brilliant and all. Sabi nga nung isang loyalist na friend natin, di ba? Baka siya daw yung nag-invent ng Bitcoin. hindi, hindi pa natin alam sino nag-invent ng Bitcoin. Pero, sige, baka henyo talaga yan. Baka, never mind. Maybe Monday, things will come together. Maybe. But maybe not. What I'm saying here is, huwag kayong magtataka if for the next 6-7 months, tuloy-tuloy yung mga atake ng mga Dutertes and tuloy-tuloy yung bad headlines for the country. So, yun lang, simple lang masasabi ko dito. BBM, if you really care for the country, you have to draw the line. And you have to draw the line based on the rule of law. If the Quadcom has found enough evidence of corruption and graft, let them do their job. Even if there's no number, okay lang yan. Let the right thing be done. If there's grounds for really criminal charges, then push ahead. Do it. Do what is right and then the rest will follow. But if purong, ay, wag na natin yan, ay, wala tayong numbers yan, ay, walang ganyan, ay, teka, diba? Kung puro kang teka, walang mangyari dyan. And most importantly, for their own self-preservation, you think the Dutertes, if they come back to power, they're gonna be nice? They're gonna be nice to anyone? It's gonna be vengeance. I'm telling you. So, Machiavellian ba or mahina? I could be wrong. Sino ba naman ako? Sino ba naman tayo? Wala naman tayong alam. It's just the greatest. Hi. But anyway, for the sake of argument, mamaya tignan natin kung si Ronald Llamas, the greatest, magpahinga muna siya sa Paris. Tignan natin baka the fresh air in Paris, among others, will maybe give him enough, baka, just to be clear, hindi po Lao Tzu, Sun Tzu. Sun Tzu po, hindi Lao Tzu. Okay? Yung War and Peace po, ay Leo Tolstoy. Ay magko-comment na naman kayo, din nga lang pinagsasabi nyo. First of all, as I said, Machiavelli said you have to be either fox or you have to be a lion. I'm not sure I've seen so much of lion, maybe tigre, maybe kuting, but fox, I'm still not convinced. Maybe I'm wrong. Hopefully I'm wrong. Sun Tzu talked about subterfuge and deception, but he never said you should look weak. Because looking strong is important to mobilizing support. You don't believe me? Talk to Trump. I'm not supporter of Trump, by the way, but Trump kind of understands psychology of power, in fairness to the guy. That's why he's a successful politician. Greatest comeback in... Clausewitz. If you look at Clausewitz, he always says, you have to harmonize the means and the ends, tactics and strategy. If your tactics are faulty, your strategy will be undermined. And my contention is that even if the strategy here is eventually let the Dutertes weaken themselves, undermine themselves, blah, 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 the tactics are just so sloppy. You cannot go in 48 hours from saying, I will bring down hell on them, and then within 48 hours, ay, hindi, sige, pwede na, tapos showbiz ka na, pakit. That is not Fox of Machiavelli, and that is not subterfuge of Sun Tzu. And I think that's bad tactics undermining strategy from a Clausewitzian perspective. Oh, and I'm more than happy to go to Antonio Gramsci and everyone else, right? We want to talk about war of position, war of whatever. So please lang, don't drop me this charot about strategy and all of that, okay? Ilabas natin yung mga grand strategy books natin dito. Anyway, as I said, I'm more than happy to be corrected. But what I'm saying is this. Kung kayo, sobrang talino nyo, sobrang galing nyo, may information kayo, may marites kayo na proves me wrong, good for you. Congratulations. But guess what? Who do you think the investors are reading? Who do you think the ambassadors are reading? Who do you think the world is reading? The world is not reading yung mga kung sino-sinong staff dyan or may marites dyan. They're reading big media, mainstream media, headlines. They're reading media interviewing me, right? Things like that. That's how it works, my friend. And that shapes perception. Shaping perception shapes reality, okay? That's why communication is very important. So kung sino nasa communications teams ni BBM, whatever, pakisabi, wala akong problema na mabait ka, malumanay ka, pero wag ka sana within 48 hours go from I'll rain down hell on them and then within 48 hours, everything is fine, everything is good. You never say never, never say ay. Okay, magpahinga muna tayo. Balikan ko kayo mamaya. Hopefully, gigising si Ronald Llamas. Just in case, pagod pa siya, tomorrow natin ituloy ito. As I said, I'm open to discussion and all of that. And by the way, shout out to Cafe Romulo. Kaninang kausap po natin ang yung mga kasama natin. So I'm hoping actually looking at having in cafe, in person, also podcast, etc. Aside from TV show natin, aside from mga studio natin, Real Talk will be back also, God willing, inshallah, next year as the election comes in. So we have couple of studios, but ang gusto ko rin gawin kasi sana sa coffee shops and all. So shout out, thank you so much sa ating mga followers at kaibigan dyan sa Cafe Romulo. Looking forward to hosting some of our events there, hopefully with Justice Scarpio, hopefully with the great minds, the greatest minds in the country, right? Sarah, we have the hugest, most amazing podcast in the country. But anyways, guys, going back to this, don't worry, I'm relaxed, I'm good. I'm just telling you guys, let's be serious people, okay? You know, nagpapatawa tayo, but you know guys, let's be serious people. Naawa ako sa bansa natin kasi hindi tayo siniseryoso ng ibang bansa kung ganito tayo parate. Kung mukha tayong mahina, mukha tayong indecisive, mukha tayong banana republic, hinahayaan lang natin na babastusin kung sino-sino. That's what I'm saying. Pero, sino ba naman ako? You never know. Baka talaga may Mary Grace Piatos. Baka may Piatos that then looking forward to going to Piatos restaurant in Davao. Baka naman, Piatos restaurant Davao. Maybe you want to host some of our conversations. Hopefully after elections. Especially kung iba na yung mga nandyan sa Davao. Anyway, okay. Anyways, thank you so much guys. Yeah, I'll drink my water. Pahinga tayo ng konti. Mag-power nap tayo. And kung hindi nagising si Ronald tonight, balikan na naman kayo tomorrow. At least, in the meantime, I let this off my chest and got the message out. At least, food for thought. All right, you're free to disagree with me. Okay, I'm sure you know more Sanzo and Clausewitz and Machiavelli than me. May nagtapon pa ng don't throw out names if you really didn't read the book. Okay, because you know I'm just saying. Okay, all right. Anyway, thank you so much. God bless, guys, and please continue to support us on different platforms. Don't forget to follow us on Deep Dive on Spotify and also yung YouTube channel natin, Richard Haydaran. Please don't forget to follow us. Also, most important of all, TikTok. We're getting more active on TikTok, guys, dahil andyan yung mga ka-DDS natin. Mga kaibigan natin na ka-DDS. So we have to be more and more assertive there and we have to push back. Hacker, bayaran na blogger. Yan. Yung mga at saka medyo laos na kasi yung mga trolls dito eh. Kaya doon na tayo sa TikTok para may konting challenge. Alright? On that note, thank you very much. God bless and